I'm in Brooklyn this month and I have been touring community gardens. I've been looking at mini farms. I've been looking at people's backyard container gardens. And one of the things that I'm enthralled with this month is the amount of attention to detail that people have placed in their compost bins, putting them together in a way that is ingenious, is simple, is cheap, is effective. And so I wanted to share some of these tips with you. And in Brooklyn, one of the main styles of compost bin that you find in a lot of the urban farms and the community gardens is a 3-part compost bin. And so in this video, we're going to talk about what that looks like, what are some of the main design features to watch out for, and we're going to look at how some of the community farms and the community gardens have solved those issues here in really simple and elegant ways. So here you have a typical 3-part compost bin, and you can see the 3 distinct parts where you can put organic matter to decompose. And this video is too short to talk about exactly how to compost, but what I will say is that the reason a 3-part bin is so useful is that it takes time to decompose. And so you can have one bin full of organic material that's decomposing, and you can be adding organic material to the next bin. So you can have a continuous process, which is why it's so useful. And so one of the things that this group did very well is they put down a very solid base. This is a very large amount of organic matter, and you want to make sure that it's really flat so that the whole thing doesn't tip over. And so here they have a brick patio base, which is also rodent proof. This means that rodents can't burrow up from the underside. So flat and strong as a base, and then strong vertical walls, right? And so here this is put together with recycled wood and stainless steel screws, and I recommend something that will hold up to the rain and not rust, so hence the stainless steel screws, or galvanized screws would be another opportunity. And then what you'll see here is that the bin is very easy to open. You just lift the lid and it's hinged for very easy opening. And then basically each one of the slats is removed, and what's nice is that the wood is slatted in between a little groove, and so it's easy to remove each board, and there's no mechanisms holding it together. And it's still rodent proof because there's no gaps for rodents to get into this construction. And then you'll see here that they have a thermometer in place in order to measure the temperature of the compost pile. And you'll also notice that between the bins there are walls separating them so that each bin is an individual bin, but there is airspace that connects them over the top. And then here's more detail on the opening of that bin. So you flip one hinged piece over, and then you can flip the whole lid over if you need the whole lid to be open. And here's what I love about this particular bin. Zip ties are usually used to connect things. In this case, they use a very simple zip tie as a way to easily be able to grab and close the bin. So very little effort. You're going to be opening and closing the bin a lot, so you want to make sure that it's really easy. Now let's look at the back of the bin. So the back of the bin is the place where the most air is circulating, and with compost piles you definitely need some air, right? And so in this case what they've done is a double layer of protection. So compost materials are very heavy, and sometimes if you just have one layer they can pop off the frame if it's not affixed really properly. So here they have 2 layers. They have a chain link fence which helps to hold material in, and then they have hardware cloth, 1/4-inch hardware cloth, which helps to keep any kind of rodents out. And they have affixed this very well with these washers and these screws, so making sure that this is not going to come off. So this bin is very similar to the first bin in that it's a 3-part bin with very sturdy construction and a removable front wall full of slats. The big difference being that instead of being made of wooden slats, this bin is made from pallets, recycled pallets that they had on hand. So they used whatever they had, and they had hardware cloth as well. And so the hardware cloth is stapled to those pallets in order to create the walls of the bin. And this also provides a lot of aeration between the different bins. So what I love about this compost bin is its signage. And there's 3 parts to the signage that I love. The first is that the bins are numbered so that anybody knows which bin is which, and the manager of this site can track exactly what has happened to each one of these compost bins, when it's been turned, how many times it's been turned, and they can log that in a compost record keeping book. And the second part that I love is that the top slat either says closed or open, and that tells people that the bin is either available to put your organic scraps into if it's open, let's say, or maybe the bin is curing and you aren't allowed to put any scraps in that particular bin and it says closed. It's a really effective tool when you have a lot of people around and you have to communicate what's going on. The third part might not be so obvious, but is very effective. See the line, the vertical paint line on these slats? It tells you exactly which bin the slats go to. Now what happens when you have a wooden bin is that things flex and move over time, and the slats that have fitted into one position may not fit later. And so you want to make sure that the same slats go in the same place each time so that everything fits together. And so those paint marks help you know which slats go with which bin. Here is a super simple construction for a compost bin. This is not a 3-part bin, but I wanted to show it anyway. All this is 2 stakes, a T-post and a stake, a wooden stake, and then fencing wrapped around and zip tied to the posts to make a very simple cylindrical compost bin that's open on top, so it's not rodent proof. So if you have any rodent problems, this is not an advisable compost bin, but I wanted to share it because it's a very lightweight and inexpensive solution if you have these materials laying around and need to make a compost pile. Finally, I wanted to share this particular construction. It's very easy to build, very repetitive. Basically what you have is a series of wooden slats. These are 2x3s essentially, and each one of them has holes drilled at the corners, and then basically they are layered log cabin style over some rebar, some metal rebar that's very strong, and that metal rebar can be planted into the ground so that this pile doesn't overturn. And you want to just make sure that whatever holes you drill are a little bit bigger than that metal rod so that it's very easy to construct. And in this case, this doesn't have a lid and it has a lot of space, so this is not rodent proof. And one of the ways that people use this that I've seen is this is a great place to store your browns while they're waiting to go into your compost pile. Sometimes you have a lot of browns that you're waiting to use, and this is one way that you can store them. All right, those are a couple quick tips and tricks when thinking about building your 3-part compost bin. I know it's always helpful to get some visuals on some details. Stacey Murphy here, and please post any comments below for any tips you might have for people who are thinking about building their compost bins. Thanks, and see you on the next video.